Okie dokie then. So after a pleasant conversation about ladles and ladles and how much they cost on Amazon, we're actually going to begin. Arne will be arriving late, of course, but allegedly arriving at all. But this is the session to end all sessions. Maybe not. We don't know. Don't know how long this can take, but a little bit of a catch-up. So the party, after many minutes, I was going to say hours, but it was minutes, planning on how to deal with this Avatar of Tyr, who was trying to bury out the Void Queen trapped in her crystalline structure. After many kind of like flybys with the Valkyr, the party decided to land and try to stop him, because he didn't seem that bothered by the spells you were slinging at him. He was just going to continue on and on and on and on. You landed, a fierce fight ensues. One of the Valkyr goes down, and the Avatar of Tyr is destroyed by the party. Not just destroyed, but Laneros erases him from anything or anyone that has come into contact with this Avatar has just kind of forgotten about his existence. Laneros, being the nice guy he is, good Fey guy, described the spell that he had done, because most of you didn't obviously remembered what had actually happened here, and regaled you with the fight, just so that you guys would remember why you were here. You looked up into the sky of the moon, and you could see that the comet, King in Yellow, is close at hand. And I believe a mansion was probably summoned. I can't remember. There was an argument between Laneros's and Chester's mansion, and I believe basically everyone.
It was Chester's mansion.
And Chester described everyone's rooms and things like that. And you went in there and you all got a long rest, I believe. And after that long rest, we said there was about maybe 10 hours left before this event occurred. We ended the session there, didn't we? Is there anything else?
Not that I remember.
Don't believe so.
I mean, this is when the DM should have probably watched the last part.
See, Curtis used to do that.
Yeah, that's true. However, we shall start with everyone. Oh, also forgot that Alwyn's got got the reality carver sitting at the top of his tower in Mokhul, just spreading vile poison in a 30-foot radius around the tower. We forgot about that you had teleported the sword all the way there, which was lucky, you know, an artifact. Well, it's a relic actually, so that's a powerful weapon you got there.
Well,
yeah, but
thankfully it's enclosed in the tower at the very least. I'm pretty sure the radius of the tower is big enough to encompass the effect, so hopefully it's not killing random passers-by.
Yeah, but also, like, to be honest, would, you know, relic spreading poison really, like, ruin Mokhul any more than it already is? Like, I feel like we've hit rock bottom. I think Mokhul City can't get worse anymore.
Yeah, probably.
Like, burning it down would probably improve the city. Just, you know,
it's not called New Chester anymore, so that's an improvement.
That's an improvement. I think the Chester statue broke in, like, the Tarask attack.
Yeah,
So we're back on track to improving it.
Alright, so the party is hanging out in Chester's MTV crib. Is there anything anyone would like to do? Do anything, say anything?
Final downtime.
Yeah, and it's about 10
Final
hours.
downtime. Is there any better magic items we have? I realise that one of my items is really, really useless.
We could identify, you know, reality carver.
I feel like it's not going to be useful to me, but sure, I could identify reality carver. Well, yeah. I was going to say, I don't actually have identified, but I guess if I spend an hour with it. But then again,
just teleport Elsa
and
there.
poison.
You can just teleport Elsa if that. She casts identify, knick knack out.
Alright, let's identify reality carver.
We're identifying reality cover.
I know. I tried to find it. I swear I had it right here, and now on the items tab, it's not there whatsoever.
Oh, Liam.
No. Yeah, no worries. Alright, well, first things first. You identify a reality carver. You find out several properties first. To attune to it, you must be part of a genocide that killed an entire planet.
Okay, that's problematic.
Strong attunement, yep.
Yeah. It has
But weren't we all, like, theoretically part of a genocide that killed an entire planet? Because, you know, we're the offspring of it. We're the result.
However, it's a two-part weapon reality cover. Its fleshy kind of bone appearance has an opposite side. It can be purified by plunging it into the heart of into the heart of an eldritch horror.
Okay, we're gonna fight one soon. That's you know, that's easy.
Yeah. Its abilities include literally cutting holes in reality and passing into dimensions adjacent to your current ones. So you could, for example, get into ruin very easily just by slicing and walking.
Yeah, but why would you want to?
Yeah, why would you want to, right? It's got in its form at the moment, the reality cover, as it's called, has a aura that can be activated with a bonus action that deals 2d10 plus 15 poison damage in a 30-foot radius to everyone except you. And that goes on. That goes on infinitely until you use a bonus action to turn it off, as long as you're attuned to it.
Okay, but we can't attune to it.
No. It's a great sword that deals 2d10 damage.
Mm-hmm. I mean, all the benefits that come now are if you're attuned to it, which we can't do during this campaign.
And any
like, why do you bother? Like...
no, I know. And any critical strike with reality carver casts a heal spell on you. 70 hit points.
Jesus, that's pretty potent.
That's pretty sick. Good thing you teleported that way.
Useless, so let's move on.
Yeah, it's funny enough I never got to use that feature because I didn't crit you.
I think you crit Elzif.
Yeah, I crit Elzif, but you were like...
Critics.
Yeah. She's immune to crits.
So, do we still have a party loot or anything as such, or...
I can't remember.
I think Curtis was like the last person to keep track of that stuff. And we probably still have the double attunement item lying about somewhere.
What have you got lying around? I bet you've got tons of shit.
Oh, I'm attuned to everything I have.
Sorry, I just found it. The pulse ability isn't 2d10 poison, it's just 50 poison. Static.
Okay. No, I literally don't have magic items. I'm not attuned to it. Except for Pearl of Power, which I don't think is going to do anything for you.
To be honest, at this stage, it's probably better than the alternative.
I have a Ring of Spell Turning. You could attune to that. The ability is kind of niche, but if it happens, you know, that's good.
Maybe.
But I don't think like
down your list.
That's all I got.
What were these items in like the item tab?
Oh, they're all
people
just...
got these, or they just random shit?
Some people have these, some people don't.
we sold all of the Iron Stones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that mastery one.
Oh yeah, the mastery is the one that gave big cash. Oh, I have the Ring of 3 Wishes, but Elsif isn't gonna give you the Ring of 3 Wishes.
How many wishes are left on it? Have you used any?
No, we haven't used any of the wishes. The wishes are emergency wishes only. You need contingency plans, okay? Well, does Chester not have any items he's not attuned to? You had like a shit ton of magic items just in your inventory.
I'm gonna have a cheeky little look. Probably quite a few.
Yeah, because I've still got a Cloak of Displacement, which I've had since, like, the start. Which is literally useless when I've got, like, 16 AC and everything has, like, plus 20 to hit.
I've got a wand of magic missiles.
Okay, that's not gonna do anything for one.
Nope. That's about it.
What do you mean? Don't you have the double attunement item from Zerxa running about somewhere?
Not here.
Maisie has it!
Oh, do you mean the scepter?
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
mean double attunement, you mean double concentration.
Other concentration, yeah. The Scepter
Yeah.
of Osiris. Doesn't
Gotcha.
Maisie
That
have
makes
it?
more sense.
Maisie's got it.
Because I feel like that would be a very useful thing to have.
Yeah, let's go get that.
Okay. So you're teleporting back to Mokhul to see Maisie, right?
With Chester. Chester can do the talking.
Right you are.
Right, so, for brevity's sake and the fact that we want to get on with this, how does it go, Chester? Does she give it up? Take it? Do you steal it and come back? What do you do?
Yeah, hopefully. Is she asleep? Is it likely night?
It is actually night time there.
Perfect. Yeah, he sneaks in, steals it, comes back out. I'll deal with that in the morning. Hands it to whoever. Now let's get the fuck out of here.
Thanks very much.
Let me have a look at Maisie's character sheet. Is there anything else you want to take? She's got, weirdly, a bell of dwarven kind. A scroll of Revivify. A scroll of Revivify,
We'll
and...
definitely take the scroll of Revivify.
And a Ring of Resistance that Todd didn't write down what resistance it was to. Oh, it's necrotic, I think. No, it can't be. I just checked, it's poison. He actually has a Ring of Poison Resistance.
Interesting, because that wasn't one of the ones that we had. Rings of Resistances aren't attunement, are they?
They are attunement.
Are they?
You want a ring of resistance for? We're resistant to like everything.
But not poison.
That's true. It is very much true.
Scepter or Resistance? Because the thing is, the reason why I don't think I took this in the first place is I don't have a vast amount of concentration spells.
Oh, that's true. Sorcerer is more about the damages. Well, doesn't that mean you could have two cannons going on at the same time?
I could have two cannons going on at the same time, but it would hurt me. Oh man, I just realised how broken that would be. Shame Globe of Invulnerability doesn't move. Could cast a 10th level Globe of Invulnerability and make it permanent.
I swear there'd be some downsides to that eventually.
Like what?
I don't know.
I can't believe that Alwyn is so ridiculously powerful that he's just had shit attunement items this whole time. It doesn't even hold him back.
Yeah.
It's only one item, to be fair. The bonus item.
Right. Go on, eh?
Still no honor.
Let me know when you guys are ready and we'll just get on with the last 10. Yeah.
Oh, Elsif is good to go, but when he's coming down, you know, she'll get out her turrets ahead of time.
Okay.
Could we have brought Maisie? Would that have been a better idea?
The reason you didn't bring Maisie was because she doesn't have epic level.
Yeah.
Right. I will be honest. She will die.
Okay.
Let's. King in Yellow has a weird passive ability that you can just kill non-epic creatures instantly.
Well, these Valkyries are fucking useless. Did the other one come back?
No, she died.
I thought they have this thing
The
where
other
they
one
come
said
back.
that we're gonna heal it.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was gonna revive it after a long rest, wasn't she?
Yeah, we was like, should we leave her with you, or do you want to revive her? Just like, no, I'll deal with it. And then she just left her to die.
No, she did what Valkyries do. She's like, leave it to me, and then sent her soul to Valhalla.
How is that leaving it to her?
That's not what she said.
Well, now we only have one Valkyrie for the final battle. That's great. Alvin, is there anything you want to say to me before we go to the final battle? Any final words of admiration for mentoring you have received from me?
I'll be glad to see the back of you, if I'm perfectly honest. So, apologies, but actually, maybe that's unfair. You have got a lot better since, well, don't even know if you have. I was going to say you got a lot better since you got your soul back, but you got really super bitchy afterwards, and have kind of maybe, leveled out a bit now.
I was just fucking about it and think we'd have an emotional moment here.
It's not emotional, it's just how it is.
I'll be sure to be kind to both of your characters in the pages of my new novel.
If you put me into that book, I will hunt you down and crush you.
Not with 1,000 angry people chasing you, now I know.
Just don't put me in. I don't want to be written about.
It will be pleasant, I promise you. Fame will suit you, my friend.
No, that's fame is horrible. What do you get out of it? I had to help people when Mokhul was attacked. I had to help people fight in some stupid battle against people I didn't know, with people I didn't know. Everyone's just been bothering me.
Well, you'll have a nice little rest after this one. The big boy, as it were. Right you are.
Well, if we win. If we lose, I don't think everyone's gonna have any nice rest.
True enough, but we won't be around to see it, so front row seats and all that.
Any final words you have, Laneros?
He's been quite distant of late.
Yeah, it's as if he's in his own little world.
Nothing. Not even dry.
He has messaged me now, literally just this moment.
No,
Like I
that's
said,
good.
he's not sure how long.
Oh, great. Do you think it's too late to just teleport onto Lantix's weird little rocket?
Rocket Man.
Probably not. I don't really think there's space for everyone, though.
Space.
And I don't think I would win out on the argument whom to take on if it's between you and me. Though I do think I'm slightly more charming.
Eh,
I think we're good.
This is the thing, I don't actually know what Arne wanted to do. Right, so.
Right, gentlemen. Lineros, shall we?
That was a good speech, Laneros.
Laneros agrees, nods, and says there's no time like the present, I guess.
what do you mean, shall we, anyway? It's not like we're going anywhere. We're just sitting here waiting.
Don't we have a cliffside, a precipice, a storm-ridden cliffy peak that we can fight him on? I need pathetic fallacy.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't fight him on the tower that's above a giant ocean of fuck you.
I mean, probably not, but This is where he's landing, right? So
Yeah, he wants the crystal, doesn't he?
we don't really have much choice on that matter.
Anyone got a bear trap or something we can put down like a mat?
So if we defeat this ancient evil that is floating to us from outer space with a bear trap, then you can actually write a book about it. And I'd probably read it.
Sorry, I just picturing this ancient eldritch horror. It just steps in the bear trap. He's like, ow. Ow, that actually hurts. Like...
Just bleeds out.
Like Achilles or something. It's just bear traps is the ultimate fucking weakness of the Elder God.
Maybe, you know, he's gonna notice he left his keys at home and he'll come back in another 1,000 years.
That would be the dream. Should we, like, you know, set anything up? Seems a bit anticlimactic. We're just sat here waiting.
Why
Is
don't
he
we
even
get
gonna...
near us to illusion us a nice countdown timer or something? You know, bring a bit of spectacle to it.
We could put all the other towers on fire, but I think that might make the final battle a bit more difficult.
You there?
Right, so I'm assuming you step out to talk to the Valkyr.
That's what I was just about to do, yeah.
Yeah, you step out, and what you see above you, Chester, makes you gulp. In the sky above, that yellow comet, just beyond the moon's atmosphere, is perilously close. To the point where now it's huge. It's like massive, and it's glowing this sickly pale greenish yellow, like the colour of bile freshly snorted out of a nose. And it just kind of leaves a tail of gross, what looks like ethereal tentacles. And it's so close now that as you look up, there's like a fear, primal fear, that your hair's on end. And the Valkyr is just holding a sword and looking up.
Here's a question for you all. Do you think it's going to stop, or do you think we'll be here waiting and all of a sudden we just
A
won't be
comet
here?
crashes into us, yeah, I've considered this. If it doesn't stop, that's a problem, yeah. Should we put up like a wall of force?
Might be a good idea.
I don't know if that's gonna stop a comet though. We could just hide in the mansion and then once we hear a crash, go outside.
Oh, Chester, you were asking the Valkyr something, sorry.
I was just gonna say, you there? Fair maiden.
Is it you?
Nice to not be at the end of your sword for once. Your sisters and all that. Are you gonna stick by? Tally Pip, help us out, you know.
She nods, of course.
Excellent, excellent. And what can I call you, just for, you know, the book rights?
Thyra.
Right, you are. Thyra.
General question, Thyra. You know, this is the final battle about the fate of the world and everything. I'm just wondering, is you all the gods are gonna send?
You killed the rest.
Yeah, but he kept coming up with new ones, didn't he?
It takes longer than a few weeks. Or more Valkyr.
Would you mind just quickly answering a few questions for our you're going to be with us for the final battle of the fate of the world questionnaire? How many legendary existences do you exactly have? 64? 80?
Yeah, we've been wondering about that.
I have none.
Right. Ha. Right you are. That's a
Suboptimal.
strange twist. Probably because you didn't fight us, right? And he elbows her.
Wow. Yeah, probably.
So, shall we, gentlemen? Should we go into the mansion? Wait, I've got a doorbell.
Yeah, what would you advise against the whole comet thing, Thyra? Do you think it's gonna crash into us and kill us all? Or is it more like going to stop, he's gonna come out and have a grand speech?
She jabs a thumb at the crystal structure behind her with the Void Queen in. She'll have something to do about that.
Okay, so if we stand here, we won't get comet crashed.
Drugs.
Oh, you're just peachy.
Look, I don't have all the answers. I wish I did, but I don't.
Yeah, I just thought, this was the moment in a book where you meet a wizened old character and he answers all of your questions before the final battle.
No, he's putting his child to bed.
Fire says, this isn't a book. I think you've noticed that.
I have. Which worries me, because if this was a book, and I was the hero, I'd definitely win. Well, I'm gonna put on epic music and wait for the comment to drop.
Well,
And
I hope
Elsa puts in AirPods.
Not that scene from Blade Trinity. Okay, so I'm assuming you guys have a meal. You try to up your morale. The Valkyrie occasionally breaks the silence with heroic tales from the Nordic lore. Are we gonna fast forward?
Yeah, I mean, in between, Elsa interjects about how she's currently cutting up a corpse to try to figure out how to build more.
Alright. The Valkyrie does interject with that and say, Warforged?
Oh, yeah.
We built them.
Or do you have plans or anything?
Checks her pockets, and then brings up empty hands.
What? You got me there! I'll just keep cutting up mine then.
Yep. And, okay, so I guess let's get down to business.
To defeat
The
Huns!
Right, so above you, as the day wears on, and I say day loosely because you are on a moon, the landscape around you, that grey, monotonous stone with a steep rising cliff sides in the distance because you're in the crater, begins to be cast in a kind of slight yellow colour. You realise as you look around, every one of you has this cast about you, and then it kind of you see it coming from a distance. It's kind of spread slowly across the landscape down into the crater. And above you, as you look up, you can see this blazing comet. And as you stand there, I'm assuming you're standing on the roof watching.
Pretty much.
like in an Avengers pose.
Yep. An Avengers pose, nice. And there's this moment of silence, and behind you, you hear a slow kind of humming, thrumming. You turn to see the crystal glowing, a void kind of purple. The eyes of the Void Queen inside are now open. And as you look up, this thing smashes into the moon's atmosphere, what atmosphere it had, and there's just this ripple above you, some miles above you, of this force wave spreading along an arcane barrier up there. A very powerful arcane barrier that cracks the colour of a voidish, ghoulish green spread across the sky above you. And as you look up, you just see this spreading of yellow. A huge miasmic cloud of smog just spreads. And it starts small, and then a second later, there's just a rumble, and that force hits you, and it's not going to hurt you physically, but as it spreads down, it kind of ripples out. You feel the bones in your body begin to vibrate, begin to thrum, and above you, the powerful force reaches down and just blows away dust and dirt and to try to surround you. The void below you ripples like water, like a stone thrown in a pond, and you see something in the cloud above you, in that great yellow cloud now spreading around the entire moon. Spreading and spreading, you see a dark shadow of something absolutely gargantuan, colossal. Think you see a leviathan, wings. You see a shadowy form in the clouds, and then red lightning spreads, just all across the sky. Storms begin to split the atmosphere above you, and as you stare up, can I have a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Probably not, as always. Probably
Are your
not.
wisdom saves bad? Do we want to start off with a buff to yours?
It might be a good idea, because they are tragic. Not just bad, they are tragic.
Okay, I think Chester already failed, but I'm gonna give you Flash of Genius.
Okay, well, if he failed, I'm definitely failing. Oh, no. I rolled slightly better.
I think Elseth might have passed.
I don't know, man.
22
It could
for
be
me.
close.
Probably.
We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break as I set up the next event, and then we will be right back. Okay, so welcome back to the Mokhul Empire. We're here for the epilogues. Todd, would you like to do a catch-up?
Some months have passed since the world was saved. Alas, no spectacle or hurrah, just me and my dearest friends defeating an eldritch horror beyond all understanding. Dashed him against the moon rocks, smashed his otherworldly skull in. Huzzah! Ha ha! I rent him in twain with my trusty rapier. Anecdote, the poet killer. The book's rights were glorious, Chester Decker and the eldritch horror. Part cut, part smut. An excellent blend of genres that spanned the generation gap and made me richer than the Methuselah's corgi. Since then, our group of wonderful heroes have settled into normality. Normal life for me, of course, consisting of balls, leading great orchestras, reciting tear-tugging poetry to the highest of Longinian society. But now, after many weeks of recovery, especially poor Elseth, who suffered brain damage during the fight, our party of do-gooders meet once again in the Moonlit Shield's great hall, ready to mingle and regale the adoring fans of our glorious deeds past.
Okay, so as the party gather in the ballroom inside the Moonlit Shield, all of you meeting up in your highest regalia, Orwin, you walk in with Anna. She looks at you with a smile, and her hand entwines with yours. And Maisie and Chester come in second later. And Elseth, you're already there. And Otto Halsworth comes up to you, shakes your hand and goes, "Ah, yes, the gate was perfect. You did well." And you roll a wisdom saving throw. You feel a pain in your chest, like you can't breathe for a second.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, so you continue on, and as you kind of like can't breathe for a second, you look up and you see Otto Halsworth. You see an image of him hanging from a bridge with crows pecking at his eyes, and then it just disappears. And he looks at you and goes, "Elseth? My lady, are you okay?"
Just thinking about things.
"About what?" And he sips from his drink. Behind you, a bardic group is beginning to play music.
Let's say hello to Chester.
Okay, so Chester, you see Elseth approaching you, and Elseth, you also see Orwin is there as well. Laniros is standing by the balcony overlooking Mokhul Empire. He's spent the last few weeks bringing this city back to its feet. And you see that he's just standing there silently looking. Let me describe the room a bit. So it's like bathed in like that golden colour you're used to. Solid, thick yellow drapes over the windows. There are yellow tapestries hanging down the walls. A large yellow round rug beneath what used to be the God King's throne. People are mingling. You can see that the God King's son is here, the Blood Prince.
Does he look happy?
Yeah, in fact, he does look happy, and he's standing there chatting with the creepy lich woman that you guys had met a few months back. The place is buzzing.
Isn't it wonderful, Elzef? Isn't it just wonderful after all our hard work and effort that we managed to kick back and do such frivolous things?
No, something about this is very strange.
Oh, I see you're still a bitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Because I wouldn't be here if the fate of the world wasn't in peril. I'd never associate with anyone here.
Yeah, so don't be such a Debbie Downer. You got the invite such as I. Look at this wonderful place. Look what we've done. Look at us. We're friends now. Us and the Blood Boy over there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was gonna fake my death and everything. I wasn't gonna be part of social events.
Oh, don't be such a Debbie Downer. You deserve it. We've all worked hard.
Yeah, regale me again, how did we defeat the Yellow King?
Well, it was my sword. Yes, of course. Didn't you read the book?
Chester, can you make a wisdom saving throw?
Yep.
Start to feel like a real hard pain in your chest. It passes. You take a deep breath, and Maisie leans in and goes, "Lay off the wine. You've been drinking quite a lot lately." And she kisses you on the cheek. She moves off towards you, by the way, Orwin. And do you mind if I take your partner for a dance? Places a hand on his shoulder.
Not at all. I'll join the others.
Okay, and she there's that moment where she stares at you and you stare at her, and you realise that over the past few weeks, you two kind of not reconnected, but come to terms with the fact that you're siblings.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a bit of an experience and a bit of an adventure, but it says, "Oh, come by later, or don't mind.
Sure, of course.
I'll come see the cats."
Chester, good to see you.
Ah, good Olwyn. Let's...
Elseth.
Owen.
Hi.
Hi.
Congratulations on the book, by the way, Chester. I heard it's become the bestseller.
Ah, yes. Well, our deeds should be sung throughout the land. Rather truthful for my normal tastes, but I thought, well, our deeds should be published verbatim in this instance. You were shown in quite a positive light. Especially the chapter about the size of your schlong.
Yes, I was quite surprised to see that there was a whole chapter dedicated to it. I thought it was maybe a little bit much, but...
Well, when the king landed on the tower and you whipped it off, I thought, no, he's not going to do it, but you slapped him square around the face.
Okay.
Well, sometimes when you're fighting these kind of things, you have to make the best efforts, and it's what I had at the time.
I know, I've never seen an object as big as Lantix's rocket. But there we have it.
Elzef, that definitely provokes a wisdom saving throw from you. So, Elzef, you've got this memory of the last few weeks, but it's just this blackness around the time of killing the Yellow King. It's like you did, and as you look around, and you kind of have that choking sensation again, you break free from it, move away from the group, and they just seem slightly blurred. Like your vision's just becoming a tunnel, and then you shake your head. It all comes back to normal, and you see that Chester and Alwyn are looking at you, with not concern, maybe just kind of worry. You just feel it's really hard to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember going into Atlantia, you remember securing your clone, you remember, like, you know, setting up a lab, you remember finding the blueprints to building a warforge, beginning that project, you remember getting the invite from Chester to come here, you remember Lanira speaking to him via, like, sending. But every time you look over to Otto Houseworth, you're like, there's something not right there, but you can't quite get to grips with it.
There's a lot not right here. I wouldn't speak to Laneros if I could help it. I wouldn't even respond to his sending. This is not what I consider a happy end. This is what some backwater idiot considers a happy end. This is what Chester likes.
A good ending.
What ramblings is that you're going on about?
Look, first off, Chester wouldn't write an honest book about anything.
Take offense to that.
And certainly not about your schlong, and I don't think it's even that big.
You saw it as well as I did.
Yeah, slapping an eldritch horror? This is nonsense.
I know, it added to the throng of tentacles.
And that man in the back is dead, I should know, I killed him myself.
What man?
Otto Horsworth.
No! Look, I think you're struggling with the truth a little bit here, dear Elsef. Maybe you miss us.
Oh no.
PTSD or something, maybe.
Well, that's what I thought.
I think all of this is bullshit. I think we're dreaming.
Well, I mean, it is quite a dream to have finally put things behind us and get to where we are now. I agree.
Most of you noticed, like, Laneros talking to someone, a young teenage girl, and there's a moment when you all look and see, wait a minute. Like, you all kind of stare at her, and there's an image of an army charging across the field. A wall of force comes up, there's blood, there's people screaming. Can I have everyone make a wisdom saving throw? Nadina Gravewarden is speaking with Neros.
Hey. We are not doing well here.
Yeah, on this one it makes sense Elsa fails. She wouldn't even bother to remember this girl.
Yeah, well, with a natural one, you just, yeah. And continue on your conversation when Laneros heads over and stops. Cool. It looks like the alliance between South and North is secure.
Ah, things go from strength to strength, good Laneros.
Congratulations.
What did Grilda Ironblood say about the alliance?
There's like a twitch. Alright, so all of you, as you say Grilda Ironblood, there's like a moment where you, like the screen fuzzes. Grilda walks up. Oh, I have... Greetings.
We're there.
Good here.
He sees Chester. I must admit, I am glad to see friendly face.
Not my friendly face in a million years!
Not you. Meant Chester.
Why would you accept an alliance? You hate that son of a bitch over there with his undead girlfriend mother.
Alright, so he looks up at you. I hate him? Then his face changes. Well, you gotta give in to the peace occasionally. And you gotta stop fighting eventually.
Okay, so does this sound like the Grilda Ironblood you know?
Yes, we've always been firm friends.
Can everyone make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, just let me roll high on this one. Yeah, the 35 is pretty good.
That's what you needed, Elzef. Right, we'll get to that in a minute. Everyone sees Elzef kind of like hold her throat. I don't know what's going on. She's just holding her throat and choking.
Could you stop being so dramatic about it? Just accept that we're friends, alright?
No, never.
Why are you making such a scene? Like, this is supposed to be a happy moment for us.
And that is exactly it, Owen. I don't have happy moments like this. I sit alone in my basement and do something nefarious. I don't get 10 balls.
Elsa, if you kind of like stumble away from the group again as your choking fit takes you, you begin to cough. Like it's like you've got a like throbbing headache at the back of your head, and you touch the back of your head, and that's not a ponytail yet. You feel something there, and then suddenly you look around, and the ballroom disappears in a flash, and you just see a pulsating, fleshy mess. And then it comes back, and you see Chester and Orwin's face, but they have something wrapped around their neck. And as you grab hold of the tentacle at your back of your neck, and you yank it out, you look behind, and you just see blood on the end of a large, protruding, needle-like appendage. And then as you look around and blink out the vision, you just see a room. It is fleshy, there are pustules, there's a pulsating, fleshy kind of tone to the ground, and as you look down, there's something in your mouth. You have to, and you rip out this huge feeding tube made out of like some sort of like octopus-like tentacle. You pull, rip it out, and collapse onto the ground. It's soft and warm. The music from the ballroom begins to fade. You turn to your left and right, and you see Orwin, similarly placed, flesh wrapped around his wrists, hanging about 3 or 4 foot off the ground. Chester is on his knees, his head bent back, looking up. Same thing, tentacle dangling from the ceiling down into his throat, needle in the back of his head. Orwin laying on the floor nearby. You see the Valkyr too. You hear a gentle violin playing in the distance. You see a tunnel with a light, like candlelight flicking, coming down there from that direction.
Do I have my equipment?
Yeah.
I cut off the tubes that feed Chester and Orwin. And Lennyras, I guess.
Okay, yeah, so the first thing that happens is the violent awakening of people who didn't manage to realise that they were in a dream. Orwin, can you make a constitution saving throw? Alright.
God, really? What a pathetic roll.
So the moment it's shot, Orwin, your eyes shoot open. The first thing you get is suffocation. Choking sensation. You reach up, flail, rip free, and from behind him, Elzef, you see that there is just like this huge appendage in the, like underneath the nape of his neck, like just going up into his brain. You grab it and chop it, and and you stand up, pull the thing out, and as you look around, taking deep breaths, take 3 points of exhaustion.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Brilliant.
You have something that can cure exhaustion.
Chester, are you
doing? Chester apparently didn't take it.
I can actually do it, to be fair. I just have to do a masterpiece, I think. I'll have to have a look. Do you want me to do one as well?
You? Yes, please. So Laniros, the same thing, and Chester, it is a rude awakening. As you open, like, Laniros, he's very calm and collected. Panics. You can see the panic attack in him, and the way that his hands shake, and all his veins are pronounced. He's gone straight to winter, like within the split second. And as he looks around, taking a deep breath, yeah, the simulacrums as well, of course. Oh, we forgot about Igor.
Oh yeah, I would have done it though.
Yeah, I know. You do have a duplicate. I just don't have the token for Igor. Couldn't find it.
Well, that was rather horrible having that fucking thing in my mouth.
So yeah, the Constitution saving throw there for Orwin, the simulacrum's fine.
Typical.
So as you all come to, it's like a couple of minutes before you all take a deep breath. Especially Chester. Chester, you're like in a proper panic. Like, you have no idea what's happening.
What on earth? That was disgusting. I can remove 1 level of exhaustion.
First off, how about thank you, Elsa, for saving us from a certain fate of forever being happy.
Yeah, I'll do that when I feel a bit better, actually.
I'll do it when I've washed out the taste of mackerel from my mouth.
Maybe this is a good use for wishing exhaustion away. It's gonna knock me out, isn't it, if I don't... If I don't use it to replicate a spell. What's the spell that removes exhaustion?
Greater restoration.
What? Does it remove one level or all levels?
One.
Wasn't there one that removes all levels?
Not that I'm aware of. The easiest way to remove levels of exhaustion is to kill someone and then raise them.
Like, that's a bit drastic.
Yeah. But I think it's the only way that you can remove multiple levels.
I only have 2 wishes. I'm not gonna spend 2 wishes to get 2 levels of exhaustion away.
Okay, so you begin to hear the music, the violin begin to be like entwined with other instruments. You hear a lyre, and then a piano, an organ kicks in down that corridor, and all of you turn to look at it. You look around the room. You're in this. There's a central fleshy like pillar, like the thing in the back of your throat. I can't remember what it's called. That just like protrudes from like ceiling. It's about 10 foot high, and around you is just that kind of sinewy muscle growing up the walls here. You recognise you're inside a cylindrical tower, at least. You can see parts of the brickwork.
Well, any more ideas how to get Owen up to snuff? Otherwise, I think it's time to go.
I'm trying to think, but... God, I feel shit.
Where's the Valkyrie?
She's... You didn't say that you really...
Oh yeah, I'm cutting her free.
Yeah, fire lands on the ground. Takes a deep breath, looks around at you. I'm gonna roll... Huh? Yeah, so she rolls a 28. She comes to much quicker than the rest of you. Like, she stands, looks for a sword, finds it on the ground nearby. She just goes, "What happened? I was dreaming I was back in Valhalla with my sisters."
Yeah, no, we killed all of them. Look, we need to go fight what did this to us now. Do you have any way to get Alwyn here back on his feet?
Yes.
Me?
Oh yeah, just as well.
Will it be... Is it imperative?
Yes.
It would certainly help in the coming fight if it's something you're able
Right.
to do.
She uses 3 level 5 spells to use Greater Restoration 3 times on you, Alwyn. And then she uses 2 6th level spells and 1 7th level spell to cast Greater Restoration on Chester.
Jesus.
The Neros just nods, saying that he'll make do. Like...
Well, yeah, I guess other than that, our best bet is waiting till one kicks the bucket and bringing him back up full power. Well then, let's meet who we've been fighting for a year.
Also, while you are there, make sure you have 1 out of 6 yellow mania or sources.
All of us, yeah?
I have 1 out of 6 insanity.
That's fine, whatever. So what are you doing? Where are you going?
Well, we've come this far, so I vote we go towards the creepy violin music.
Seems as good a place as any.
I'd like to go towards my local spa. Off now.
Setting up your token. Okay, so as you head down this tunnel, it very obvious becomes like a bridge that was between 2 towers that have grown over, and there's like this rib cage growing over it, and it's knitting above you, and there's like flesh in between. And as you look on parts of this bridge, you see like the blood pulse in its veins, and at the end you see a door and it's open, and in there spills out that candlelight, but it's kind of got a greenish glow the closer you get to it. And as you do, there's a curtain that parts automatically, and you see an opera house.
I got one of those dicks in my mouth again. Just check me quickly.
And as
You'd probably notice.
As the curtain parts, you see a opera house filled with yellow cloaked, like, and hooded figures sitting facing the front. On the stage sits a eldritch being. His cloak and mask seem to be part of his very flesh. He has two large, overly large human arms coming out from a mantle. Then he has several different pairs of smaller, stunted growths coming out from beneath that cloak. I'm going to enlarge the art for you people.
He's certainly a yellow boy.
He just stares towards you as you walk in, as much as you could see staring. He doesn't seem to have eyes. There are holes for the eye sockets, but there aren't any. You just barely see the visible flesh beneath. And as you approach, his voice kind of like reverberates from the walls, as if it's not coming from the figure on the stage. And he begins to speak. Welcome. I'm assuming that came through.
No.
Oh.
Like you choked into the microphone.
Welcome.
Hey.
He just
Hello.
kind of silently stands, waiting.
I mean, are we like diplomacying this or what? I thought we were here to kill him.
Well, I'm gonna get closer so I can sort him quicker.
Why? Why?
Why, what, good sir? Chester Decker here, but perhaps you've heard of me?
An artist. My favourite kind of creature. Come forward, Bard, please.
Good day, good king. We have waited long for your arrival.
Why deny nature?
Well, your shenanigans just weren't very good.
He snaps his head towards you, as if, just neck snaps, body doesn't move, you even hear the crack. Please, take us. Seat.
No, I'm good standing, thank you.
Sit. Roll a wisdom saving throw. You sit. Just on the stairs there. Good.
Guess we're having a talk after all.
And he looks at you, Elzef, and his hand kind of reaches out, but obviously it doesn't reach you, it's in the air, as if to touch the bottom of your chin, and you do feel something at the bottom of your chin touching you, even though he's at a distance, and he begins to speak. You would be only trouble. Powerful mind you are. Impossible. Dreaming.
I'll take that compliment.
King in Yellow, is there any chance we could parley with you to...
Parley. No. You will bow before the great anvil.
Well, this doesn't appear to be going very well.
No, it doesn't.
Behind you, all of the people that are in the seats begin to clap, even though you don't see any hands or anything moving.
That is unsettling.
Can't we get you to go to a different planet and do this, where you have less opposition?
Always. There is hero to fight. Defenders of the worlds I liberate.
No on that front, then.
Why resist me when eternity of happiness awaits?
It's really boring.
What?
I told you your dream was rubbish. What, Grilda Ironblood makes peace with the prince? I think it's far more funny if he goes into it guns blazing and gets his pirate fleet killed.
I will learn through united consciousness.
Yeah, I'd rather not unite my consciousness with Chester Decker.
And I'd rather not be in the mind of this whore. Let's go then! Ha ha!
You cannot be persuaded then to lay down and be stomped on like ants. It will be far less painless than fighting me.
I think they said it quite existentially that they would prefer to hit you than go at you from the sideways.
Okay, that's our cue, we attack.
Let's go.
Ego gets the last word in.
So like you just like charge at him, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you do, like if you draw your starch here, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And you swing, and as you swing, he just like blurs, and then you fall to one knee, and he just turns. So be it. And then, as you all blink, you wake up. Needle in the back of your head. Tube down your throat. And this time, it is a far less of a rude awakening. You all get a long rest because of
Double entendre.
and a slightly less intimidating surrounding. There is not as much flesh as there was before. When the Valkyrie wakes up, she slams to the ground, looks up, and there's an open kind of starscape above you.
Okay, that one was impressive. I didn't even know that one was a dream.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
before
quite
you,
sorry.
yeah, you didn't question it, so I didn't ask for a wisdom save. You just kind of assumed. And above you, you can see like a familiar kind of yellow, misty starscape above you, where you had left it.
So I guess now he's gonna drop down for reals.
Yeah, so the Valkyrie kind of like flies upwards, looks around, then clambers up, and she says, "We're high."
Are we on the towers still, or
No.
elsewhere?
They're not.
Liam, would you mind if we just took a 3-minute break before we hit the big boy?
Yeah, that's fine. So as I'll just describe. So as you climb up out of the tower, you see that surrounding a large kind of like gap, like a starscape, you just see below you, as you peer through the ruins of the tower, that there's just like destruction of you on the moon, and you are standing on like what looks like floating rocks. And we'll activate the scene so you guys can see like final area, and we will be back in a couple of minutes. live, obviously. Right, so it's been put to a vote. I tell you what, if Alex is actually listening, should we put it to her? That way,
Yeah,
it's unknown.
Alex will say yes for sure.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say, like, yeah, because right. So the vote we're having at the moment is like, because Arne isn't here, right? He said hello, you rang. Yeah, so the vote is Arne isn't here. This is going to be the big bad last battle. Everyone's wondering, shall we wait till next week or not? And the vote kind of came up. Everyone is of the same idea that they kind of want to at least start the fight. At the same time, want to wait so everyone's here. What do we do, Alex? You tell us.
We also might die, Alex, just as a heads up.
Yeah, there's that. Well, that's the thing though, right? Without him actually playing his character and doing what he does. I won't lie, it's gonna be a tough fight.
Yeah. Other than that, in the past, I've always advocated for everyone to be here, so I don't see how I can say differently now.
Alright, tough call, but I feel like Arne had a lot into his character, and the campaign has had everyone, or have all players there at the end, suck.
True.
That is the truth. So, annoyingly, we've just gone on a 10-minute break just to discuss this. I guess we'll have to... the game wouldn't be justice without him being there at the end. That's very true. So, right, I guess we'll decide to do the last battle next week and get it done. Make sure everyone's epilogues are done for next week so that if we do finish the battle within 2 hours, you know, we can get on with the epilogues. Get that stuff done. Well, thanks for the advice, Alex. That was that decided it.
Cheers, Alex.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex.
We will. I guess we'll be back next week to finish this final fight. Want to apologise to everyone that get to do it, but anyway, we'll see you next week.